You know, in a world that is practically designed to distract you, what if the real key to success was just the ability to focus? That's the big idea behind Cal Newport's incredible book, Deep Work, and we're going to dive into why this one skill is becoming a legit modern-day superpower.
Does this sound a little too familiar? I mean, that feeling of being pulled in a million directions at once. You're trying to get that one important thing done, but your phone won't stop buzzing, emails are pouring in, and oh look, another Slack notification. This isn't just a random feeling. It's the reality for most of us now. It's a constant battle for our most precious resource, our attention.
And this isn't just about having a busy day. It's a whole culture of busyness. Our workdays are just this frantic, fragmented blur of activity. But what's the real cost? Well, it's the brilliant idea that never gets fleshed out, the complex problem that never quite gets solved, and the true potential that just sits there, untapped.
Okay, so if being constantly busy isn't the path to creating amazing, high-value work, then what is? According to Cal Newport, there's a totally different way to operate, and it's not about working harder, not at all. It's about working smarter. It's the key to not just surviving, but actually thriving in today's economy.
Newport breaks it all down by introducing us to two very different ways of working: deep work and shallow work. Think of it like this. Are you a master craftsman, carefully and meticulously honing your skill? Or are you a switchboard operator, just constantly redirecting calls? Understanding this difference, well, it's the first step to taking back your focus and your productivity.
So let's start with deep work. What is it really? This is that state of pure, intense, no distractions allowed concentration. You're pushing your brain to its absolute limit. It's the programmer who finally finds that one elusive bug that saves the company a fortune. It's the writer crafting a chapter that is just perfect. It's where the real game-changing value is created. And this comparison just lays it all out perfectly. Imagine an iceberg. All that shallow work, that's the little tip you can see above the water. The emails, the meetings, the busy work. It's visible, sure, but it's not where the real mass is. Deep work? That's the huge hidden part of the iceberg underneath. It's the hard, mentally demanding stuff that creates new value and is super difficult for someone else to just come in and replicate. The problem is, most of us spend our days just chipping away at that little tip, while the real treasure is buried deep beneath the surface.
So why does all this matter so much right now? Because our economy is going through a massive, massive shift. Automation is handling more and more of the routine, shallow stuff, while the demand for high-level, creative, complex problem-solving is just skyrocketing. In this new economy, the ability to go deep isn't just some nice little skill to have. It's the new currency of success.
Newport points out that there are basically three groups of people who are absolutely crushing it in this new economy. First, you've got the high-skilled workers, the ones who can work with complex machines and data. Second, you have the superstars, the best of the best in their field, who can now reach a global market. And third, the owners of capital, who can invest in all this new tech. So, what do they all have in common?
It boils down to two core abilities. First, the ability to learn complicated things fast. And second, the ability to take that knowledge and produce work at an absolutely elite level, both in quality and in speed. And here it is. This is the crucial link. Deep work is the engine that powers both of those abilities. You simply cannot master complex skills without intense focus, and you can't produce world-class work if you're constantly getting interrupted. Deep work is the practice that lets you do both. So this brings us to a really fascinating paradox. If deep work is the secret sauce, the key to value in our economy, then why on earth are our workplaces seemingly designed to prevent it from ever happening? All right, let's look at the culprits. Culprit number one, the open office. It was sold to us as this amazing hub for collaboration, right? But for so many people, it's just become a cathedral of distraction. The constant noise, the visual chaos, the total lack of privacy, it's an environment where deep, focused work goes to die. And then there's the tyranny of the little green dot, the culture of instant messaging. Every single ping, every notification, it shatters our concentration. And it's not just an interruption, it's literally rewiring our brains. We get hooked on this low-level, constant stream of information, and our ability to sustain deep thought just withers away. And finally, there's the pressure to be a brand, this expectation that we have to maintain a constant online presence, to be always on.
It pulls so much of our valuable time and mental energy away from the actual work that creates real, tangible value. It becomes this performance of productivity, often at the expense of actual productivity.
And this quote really gets to the heart of why this happens. See, for knowledge work, it's hard to measure productivity. It's not like making widgets. So what do? We fall back on what we can see. We mistake activity, being busy, sending lots of emails, being in meetings, for actual progress. Busyness becomes a stand-in for productivity.
Okay, so all of this might sound a little bleak, but here is the big twist. Newport argues that this whole culture of distraction, it's not a problem you should complain about. No, it's an opportunity you should seize. It is your single greatest advantage, if you're willing to go against the current.
Because deep work is now so incredibly rare, cultivating this skill gives you an immediate and a massive competitive advantage. I mean, while everyone else is getting swept up in the whirlwind of shallow tasks, you can be the one creating real, lasting value. You can be the one solving the hard problems, producing the groundbreaking work, and actually shaping the future. Let this one sink in for a second. The ability to shut out all the noise and just concentrate intensely is becoming the #1 predictor of your value in this new economy. It's the line in the sand between the amateurs and the pros, between those who are just busy and those who are truly productive. And really, that's the question we want to leave you with. In a world that is actively fighting for every last piece of your attention, what could you truly create or solve or master? If you made the choice consistently to go deep, the power really is in your hands.